we've read Nail It, Then Scale It.
Yeah.
Great book. The next one on the docket is Crossing the Chasm.
Oh, you got it. Good.
I have it.
Yeah.
Crossing, so Nail It, Then Scale It is basically a book about how to build a company. And we've talked about this in other sessions, but basically, the normal model, especially in this country, some really smart person comes up with an idea. He asks around his friends and family. Everyone's like, yeah, no, that's a good idea. You write a business plan, you shop it around, you raise money from other quote unquote smart people, and they give you all this money. And before you even talk to prospects or even have a customer, you get all this money and you think you have, and your ideas are kind of reaffirmed because you got investment money. It can't be a bad idea if I got investment money, right? I mean, this is gonna go crazy.
You had one good sell.
You're right. So the Nail It, Then Scale It book really, kind of debunks that and goes over the correct ways to really, all right, you have an idea, now go out in the market and verify, talk not just, companies that think it's a good idea. Okay, thank you, company A, you think it's a good idea. Would you buy this? Okay, if you would buy this, is it you who'd be buying it, or is it, what's the so really understanding the process of, I have a product or a service and how do I sell it, and is it going to get used, type of thing.
Really?
Reason why I'm bringing this up, aside from the fact that anybody who's trying to create anything, not just a business, should read Nail It, Then Scale It.
Right.
Okay. Crossing the Chasm is after you scale it, after you nail it, there's usually that space,
right,
where, you have, you nailed it, you have a market, you have customers. How do you then cross that chasm to really, very few organizations cross that chasm, the Microsofts, the Amazons, the Googles, they cross the chasm and boom. Facebook in particular, I bring up because Mark Zuckerberg is not following, or has not followed up until actually recently. He kind of walked back some statements in the stock performance, but he was not following the Nail It, Then Scale It process.
Right.
He wasn't asking, like, they changed their name to Meta.
Right.
He said, this is where we're going. I'm a brilliant guy, which he obviously is, but he's like, I know, we're building out this thing because I believe this is where commerce and everything is going. And he may be right, but he didn't ask his investors or his board, and he doesn't have to, because that's the other problem with Meta, Facebook.
He just nailed it. I believe. That's
well,
not
right.
going to take anywhere. I
was saying though, but most companies don't have this problem.
Right.
Large public companies don't have this problem because he has all of the voting. All the shares, all the voting. So, he didn't have anyone be like, no, I don't want to use our money, the money for this. But anyway, it's the perfect, and the stock got crushed. They're throwing all this money at it, and, obviously with FTX and other stuff that's been happening in the crypto world, that doesn't necessarily mean that's a great idea. Now, it still, just because you don't follow the Nail It, Then Scale It process, there are examples of companies that got lucky and just nailed it. But even, I was just reading Thomas, who invented the light bulb? Or Edison. Yeah. So he invented the light bulb.
Yeah.
It took 70 years before the light bulb, from its invention to when it started going mainstream. 70 years, the light bulb. People would rather have the gas. Well, that's where gaslighting came from.
Right.
They had to.
The term. I hear gaslighting term has been a lot of people using that lately. Yeah.
Right. But that was what they had to do, was the lighting company had to make the light bulbs illuminate light like the gas lights.
Right. And they wanted to take over all the energy too.
And they wanted, right.
Yeah.
But it took 70 years. So my point is even when you have the greatest idea,
right,
it doesn't mean you're going to have an
The thing
instant.
about Zuckerberg, like he did it. He's got he's got ego. Like he feels like his ideas are going to work again. So he's believing in himself.
Those are the most dangerous ones.
It's very dangerous. It's very dangerous. With Nisi and crossing the chasm and all that. When you are a young entrepreneur and you're starting out, everyone thinks their idea is going to be the best and it's going to be the next thing, the next.
Especially when your mom and your friends are telling you how great your idea is.
The walk away, what I would tell a young entrepreneur with a good idea is now it's time to be vulnerable. Now it's time to not only get uncomfortable once a day, but 25 times a day. Because that's what you're doing. You're okay. You can go sell it to your friends at first. You got friendlies giving you feedback, but that feedback is always suspicious because your friend doesn't want to say it sucks. They might say it's okay, but no, I want somebody to say, I don't like this because of this, this, and this. It didn't work for us. Your website stinks, and you want to hear it all. You want to hear it all, and you want to hear it early.
Well, with Merge-Analytics, we gave it away for free in the beginning.
Yeah.
For exactly that reason.
Right.
What happens when someone clicks our trial form?
Right.
Is it intuitive? Do they know to sign up? What happens when they put the pixel on?
Yeah.
You don't know these things.
Right.
Until you know.
Elementary. It seems 101, but it's the most important starting piece. And then you start getting that real frontline feedback where you can start making adjustments and then work towards.
Well, yeah, they use the example of American Idol when like all these people go on American Idol and they're like, and Simon Cowell or whoever is like, who told you can sing? And they're like, my friends and my mom told me I'm great. And they're like, well, they're lying to you.
It's funny you bring that up because he always got a bad rap when it first came to America, like Simon. But then you people started to really appreciate his honesty because he's not going to sit there and pretend that somebody that can't sing can sing. Like, no, you can't sing. Get off the stage and we'll get somebody else in it. It makes sense.